So Nathaniel Lowe, who is a former Silver Slugger and Gold Glove first baseman, was just DFA'd by the Washington Nationals. So I have to ask the question, should the Yankees claim him off waivers or sign him if he clears? I'm going to weigh in on the reasons as to why they should and maybe why they might pass. And just to remind you, if Lowe is claimed, the Yankees would carry only $2.5 million of his $10.3 million for the rest of the year. So it is a very affordable deal if they decide to bring him in. Now, before we get into this, be sure to like, subscribe, and of course, leave a comment. Let me know if you would like to see him in pinstripes or not. This is a player that both Gary and I have discussed, and earlier in the year, it shows you kind of what happens over the course of a baseball season. We actually advocated for the Yankees to potentially trade for this player. The Yankees currently have an unknown with Paul Goldschmidt, considering he is dealing with an injury, and that could place him on the IL. We'll see what ends up happening, but to begin with, on top of that, Goldie has been horrendous against right-handed pitching with just a measly 584 OPS. He's basically Ted Williams against lefties. He's hitting 404 and nearly a 1200 OPS, mind you. So Nathaniel Lowe is having a rough year. Make no mistake about it. Obviously, why else would he have been DFA'd by the Nationals? Why wouldn't they have just traded him if he wasn't? Well, the hope to me is a change of scenery. Can that help? Because it likely, won't change his hitting against lefties this year. He's really struggling. But that said, Lowe could be an intriguing fit for the Yankees as a platoon opposite Paul Goldschmidt when he comes back. He's hit 14 of his 16 home runs against righties, 59 of his 68 RBIs against righties as well. He's got a 732 OPS against righties, but it's still a major improvement over Goldschmidt. Lowe also has a better road split for whatever reason than he has at home. So that also helps. Lowe also never hit below 7th in the order during his time in DC. And so taking off the pressure, putting him in New York, I know that sounds weird, but he'd be hitting 8th or 9th. I think that could really help him out. He's only hit in the 6 hole 3 times this year. And the 7 hole, he was primarily the cleanup hitter this season in DC. One thing Lowe adds this year is that he simply puts the ball in play. His runners in scoring position is genuinely impressive. He has a 79 game sample size, and it's a 291 batting average with an 892 OPS. When men are on base at all, he's hitting 277 with an 811 OPS. And a closer look shows you that Nathaniel Lowe is actually incredibly reliable in the clutch, which is something the Yankees right now don't have. His leverage numbers are absolutely wild. He has a 300 batting average and a 911 OPS, which has been huge in those spots. So high leverage numbers are crazy good. He's hitting 382 with over 1,000 OPS in the 9th inning as well. He shined in a huge way in the past as a two-way player. He prides himself on being patient at the plate, but this year, for whatever reason, it's a total anomaly. Previous years, Lowe has shown you that he's a 260 hitter. He gets on base at a 340 plus clip. He hits about 15 to 20 bombs, and he has an OPS in the 770 range. That's a player the Yankees could use right now, with or without Paul Goldschmidt. I believe the Yankees should claim Lowe and platoon him with Goldschmidt when Goldie is healthy. In the meantime, he could start at first base with Ben Rice catching. The Yankees have a roster spot being taken up by J.C. Escarra and a clearly not 100% Austin Wells. Both have options, and both could be sent down to make room. Lowe is 30. He has a career of coming through in the clutch, and if that's not a guy you don't want when the margin is as slim as it currently is, I don't really know what to tell you. Lowe, throughout his career, has been an everyday player who can hit 260 against lefties and righties, which leads me to believe that this is just a bad year for him, and maybe a change of scenery and a drop in the lineup can boost him. The reality is this is a very good player. If he goes back to what he was doing last year, very good player, and the Yankees could find what they're missing late in games. That's a hitter that gives you a chance to win late in games and puts the ball in play. Now, I'm all for calling up Spencer Jones, so obviously don't get me wrong there, but I know they're not going to. And I'm all for calling up TJ Rumfield, who I brought up in our last episode, but I also know they will not be calling him up. So the reality is Lowe is a perfect fit for the New York Yankees right now. And you have nothing to lose, but a lot to gain if he ends up doing what he's done all year alone, and that is hit when it matters the most. So I think in conclusion here, it's really a no-brainer. It's only going to cost you, what, $2.5 million? We're talking about a guy in Nathaniel Lowe that he comes through late in the clutch. He has at least some value hitting against right-handed pitching. And in the past, he's played at a very high clip. When you see these numbers over here, you can see he's played at a very high clip. The range is kind of off the charts there. He walks a lot. This is somebody that the Yankees are lacking. They have a lot of home run or nothing guys, but when you bring in a guy like Lowe who gets on base, he's trying to walk, and obviously I know those are 2024 numbers, but the point being is clearly he is focused on the right things. And how many times do you find a hitter that is absolutely struggling like Lowe is currently, and yet his numbers continue to stay the same in the clutch? He continues to come through in high leverage in the ninth inning. This is an important player. The Yankees need to go out and find a way to add him. And it's very simple. You put in a claim. If you get him, you get him. If you don't, you don't. But I'll tell you right now, there is going to be at least one team that is in contention that is going to get better as a ball club when they pick this guy up. Now, he does carry another year of control if he's, of course, claimed. They don't have to, and we've brought this up on the show before, control doesn't necessarily mean that they have to sign him. It is arbitration. But, hey, it's good to have options, and I'll tell you right now, Ben Rice playing first base versus playing catcher, I think you become a better team with Nathaniel Lowe and Paul Goldschmidt platooning while Ben Rice is catching. The reality is, as much as I believed in Austin Wells, this is not his year. It will not be his year. He's not turning this thing around. It's clear. And Ben Rice just offers so much more as a catcher. So, offensively anyway. So, we'll see what ends up happening. Again, this is what I would do. I'm not saying I think the Yankees will do this, but I will say he does have that Yankee feel. He does feel like a Yankee. He fits. We'll see what ends up happening. They've been linked to him in the past. Again, we'll find out. But again, guys, let me know in the comments section below if you would take a chance on Nathaniel Lowe. And when I say chance, pay him $2.5 million when you have a $300 million payroll as it is. I don't know if that's really taking a chance as much as it is. It's kind of a no-brainer at that point. You see what you have in him. I mean, they brought in J.D. Davis, for the love of God. So say what you will. They've done it before, but Lowe's probably one of the better players name-wise that we've seen become available this late in the year. So we'll see if the Yankees decide to take advantage of this or not. But that's going to do it for me. I'm Jake Ellenbogen, one half of Yankees Unloaded. You can tune in. You're probably watching this, I would assume, on a Friday. You can tune in later tonight to watch Gary and I break down the aftermath of the Yankees and Cardinals game. And that's going to do it for me. So you guys take care. Drop in the comments section if you would pick up Nathaniel Lowe and let us know. Take care, folks. Later.